Rising sea levels is the dominant factor for increased coastal flood risk. Typically, historical UK flooding events have been associated with extreme weather conditions. However, with an increase of frequency and severity, rising seawater flooding events are becoming more prevalent, with the Environment Agency expecting a continued rise beyond 2100 under all climate change scenarios. We need to act now to prevent the damage caused by flooding. It's still felt that we underestimate coastal flood risks and the heartache and damage that can be caused. Marshall Civils and Drainage can mitigate the risk with our Redi-Rock modular walling system that's already been used around the UK to protect from rising sea levels and floodwater. One such project undertaken was Rhyl in North Wales. The Rhyl Harbour project formed part of a stream that included a sustainable transport bridge, coastal erosion and flood protection works, harbour enhancements and the landscaping of the local areas. After exploring various walling materials that would match the visual scale and structural requirements needed, it was decided that Marshall Civils and Drainage's Redi-Rock walling would be used because of the resulting visual impact it has and the cost incentives that the Redi-Rock positive connection walling offers. Once the concrete foundations had gained sufficient strength, the base blocks were set out in approximately 50-metre lengths to the agreed line and level. The geogrid was then threaded through the blocks and an underwater grout used to fix the blocks in position. Concrete was also poured in the void between the back of the sheet piles and the block face. The use of Redi-Rock walling allowed the contractor to install approximately 50 blocks over a tidal cycle, and the whole construction of the 188-metre long up to 7.5-metre high quay wall being undertaken in just 30 weeks. Following close monitoring of the finished wall and backfill, there's been no settlement and the Redi-Rock wall has withstood significant wave action during stormy conditions and achieving the required design expectancy, including aesthetics. The scheme has been recognised as a flagship scheme for the regeneration of Rhyl. Redi-Rock was then specified for the West Rhyl Coastal Defence Scheme, this time to protect 548 residential and 44 non-residential properties that were identified as being at risk. The £5.45 million scheme comprised of an extension and improvements to the existing promenade with enhanced public realm, pedestrian and cycle routes, and the construction of primary and secondary defence walls. The flood defence is 470 metres in length and required standard protection designed for a 1 in 200 year storm with an allowance for 50 years of climate change. If sea levels rise, we can easily extend the height of the wall to combat the seawater levels by adding more blocks and increasing the height of the wall. The construction of the coastal project has now been completed, with the flood walls being successfully tested during the storms and high tides that followed shortly after construction.